Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. Been spending a lot of time at the shop here lately. One of the main reasons I wanted to open a shop is so I could rest when I'm at home, spend time with the family, and do all my record stuff from the shop. So, my videos, you might see a lot of them coming from the shop. Some might still come from home, but today we're doing it from the shop. This is the lounge, so I thought I would do one here. So this is a lot of stuff I've been listening to lately. I've gotten in on trade that I'm keeping. Really good stuff. This is one of my favorite things I've gotten here lately. This is Tom Petty Studio Albums Volume 2, 94 to 2014. And the highlight of this box set, you know, who are we kidding, is this hot little ditty right here, Wildflowers. Now, I've always wanted this on vinyl. This is one of my absolute favorite records in the world. And now they're going for like $400, the originals. I don't know for the life of me why they haven't reissued it. The only other way you can get it from getting an original is buying this box set. The box set's like $250. And it comes with, you know, all the albums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums of Tom Petty, so it's not a bad deal. But someone traded this in, and I'm super grateful because I'm keeping it, and I've listened to this. I got this like 4 or 5 days ago. I've listened to this at least 20 times. I love it so much. I'm so glad to have it on vinyl. You know, not to mention, you know, all the others. There's Wildflowers, She's the One, Echo, The Last DJ, Highway Companion, Mojo, and Hypnotic Eye. So those are the Tom Petty albums after 1994 that you can find in this box set, which is awesome. Love it. This is a bunch of stuff that's just been traded. Milkwood Tapestry. I think I have a copy of this somewhere at home, but I have never listened to it. So someone traded this in, and I listened to it. Really, really good. Fuzz, blues rock, psych. You can find this normally for 10, 15 bucks, something like that. Maybe 20. It's super clean. It's always got ring wear, but that's a great album. You'll really like that if you like that type of thing. Ernie Graham. This is really Bob Dylan-esque, like folky type thing. This is a Foreman with Beards press of it. But if you like that kind of folky Bob Dylan vibe, Ernie Graham, very, very, very good. Really like this record. This is another one I've wanted for a long time. This is a reissue of Harvest Moon. I was going to say Pink Moon for some reason for Nick Drake, but this is Neil Young, Harvest Moon. This is another one that I didn't realize how much I love this album, and got it on trade last week and spun it a ton of times since then. It's just great. This is a 3-sided thing, so pretty cool. Neil Young at Massey Hall, 1971. This one's really hard to find. Most things right now I'm not keeping. I'm putting in the shop. I've gotten probably, since I opened, probably a couple thousand records in on trade. It's been awesome. So this is the only things that I'm keeping. This is really hard to find and expensive, and it's the kind of thing that I don't know that I'll see again anytime soon, and I absolutely love this album, so I'm keeping this. This is Neil Young at Massey Hall, 1971. Truth and Janie, No Rest for the Wicked. Now I have the Truth and Janie Erupts. That's 2 LP concerts of basically this and some other material, No Rest for the Wicked. But this is the studio version. I actually do have the studio version, but it doesn't have a cover. For some reason, when they first, they reissued it in the 90s, and they didn't make a cover for some reason. And so I've got that, just the vinyl, but not the cover. So this is the studio, No Rest for the Wicked. This is a reissue. So, yeah. But sounds great. Really good hard rock, high-octane fuzz. Incredible stuff. Rodriguez. This is one coming from Reality. It has a flap that comes out. This is a Light in the Attic reissue. Rodriguez is an incredible folk singer, songwriter. This is not an original, like I said, but I'd love to have the original of this in cold fact someday. But Rodriguez is great, really good stuff. UFO, No Heavy Petting. This is I've come across tons of UFO albums in the past and just never given them much of a chance. I got their first couple, and I'm like, man, these guys are incredible. And this is not really much like their first couple, but this is really good rock and roll, just straightforward rock and roll. It's got some great guitar solos in it, which I'm just a sucker for that type of thing. But yeah, I put this on the other day, and this guy was in here, and he was buying a bunch of stuff. He's this Russian guy, and he's like, how much you want for that? And I'm like, I don't want to sell it. He wanted to buy it so bad, but I've just been listening to it a lot lately. This is one that a customer of mine asked what Savoy Brown sounded like, and I listened to Savoy Brown very sparingly in the past, not much. And I remember the past few times I listened to him, I wasn't impressed. And so they're like, what does this album sound like? So I put it on, and I was like, man, this is really good. And he's like, yeah, I want it. And I was like, all right, sold. And I sold it. It was that copy. And then I was like, man, I gotta keep the next one I find, because I really enjoyed that. And went back there and was flipping through, and there was another one back there. I didn't realize I had two. But so I'm going to keep this. This is one you can get. Savoy Brown, Getting to the Point. Really solid blues guitar. It's just straightforward blues. It's really good. If you like John Mayall and stuff like that, the Blues Breakers, this is one that you'll really like. You can get this for about 15 bucks, maybe 10. Great record. And that's in the U.S. I know in the UK, Savoy Brown stuff's like really expensive. But in the U.S., you can get it for like 10 bucks. This is a guy, his name is something, I can't pronounce that, and I really am not even going to try. That's the most ridiculous name I've ever seen. But really crazy. I don't even know how to describe this record. It's funky. Oh my gosh, I don't know. It's funky strings like violins, cellos. But it sounds like a little bit like Herbie Hancock Headhunters at some points, but this guy plays like all these stringed instruments stuff. It's really interesting, really cool. Pretty cool. Autumn People, this is a really rare Phoenix, Arizona private press deal. Really great prog rock, early 70s. Really tough to find. It's called Autumn People. This is a kind of an expensive and rare record. A friend of mine brought this by and ended up trading it in, but that's a really good one. This one I showed it in my last video. I'd never heard of it at that point, so I didn't spend much time on it, but this one's called Diluvium. The name of the album is Diluvium by Enigma. I don't know why it's so hard for me to remember, but it's a really killer. This is a reissue. So the original press is just like, it just looks like this. It's white and black. But this is a band of 3 kids, 15, 16, and 17 years old, and it is unbelievable prog and psych. Just, it's incredible. This album, I've listened to it a ton. I mean, I'm listening to records like 8 hours a day. It's awesome. So this is one I've been putting on a lot, but this one, I highly recommend this. The band's Enigma. The album is Diluvium. This is another one I got. This is Lonnie Mac's first record. This is the first thing I think he ever did. It's called The Wham of the Memphis Man. Lonnie Mac. This is really good guitar stuff. If you know Lonnie Mac, great blues guitar player. And that album is really hard to find and really good. This next one's called Tropia. This is just prog. It's really good. By the end of this album, I'm done listening to it. It's just one of those. The whole album really sounds just about the same. It's not great, but it's good. I do like a couple of their albums, but this is one I hadn't seen before. I listened to it yesterday. Pretty decent prog stuff. This one is really freaking crazy. Let's see if I can pronounce it. It is Ramingi. I don't know. I'm sure I'm butchering this, but I just got this the other night. I just listened to it once. It's really far out there. Prog. Raminghi. Ramingi? Question mark? It is in another language. This is another one, King Ping Meh. This is probably not pronouncing this right. It's German hard rock. Really good stuff. Yeah, I was shocked by that when somebody traded that one in. I showed that in my last video, but I've been listening to this Amon Duel 2. It's on blue vinyl. This one's really good. This might surprise you that I'm into this, but this is a band I used to know. One of the guys in this band, and really liked their first album. It's called Vasudeva. This is post rock. This is not like anything I normally recommend, but it is really good. Just the instrumental music for the shop. I've been playing it a lot. Really like that. Jason Isbell on the 400 unit live at Twist and Shout. This is Jason Isbell live. It's absolutely amazing. Jason Isbell is one of my favorite musicians to ever live. Heavy Heads, I know I've shown this before. This is Heavy Heads Part 2. Part 1 is a great blues compilation, and I'm assuming this is too. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's really cool because it's got like this incredible cover. It looks so psychedelic, but it's just not. This is one I found, and I looked at it and I was like, man, I know I've been looking for this record, but I can't remember why. I do love Buddy Miles and all that, but there was a reason why I was looking for this record and I couldn't remember it. I put it on and looked at the players on there. Jim McCarty is the guitar player on here, and the reason why I wanted this is because Jim McCarty's incredible. He played in Cactus, phenomenal guitar player, and that's why I have been looking for this record. This is a really, really good record with some great guitar riffage. This one's called Juju Chapter 2, Nia. This is crazy. Really good. It's like a mix of prog and Afrobeat. It's killer. You know, if you like Funkadelic Maggot Brain and you like Simandi, and it's just, the percussion on this album is phenomenal. It's got a little bit of a Latin feel to it, but also there's some great like jazz influence. It's all over the place, but I'm telling you what, this one blew me away. Juju Chapter 2, Nia. That is freaking great. Here's another huge one. The Heliocentric Worlds of Sun Ra. This is an original press, 1966. Kind of unbelievable that this came in, but it did. This is one, I know a lot of guys, once they really get into music, they get into Sun Ra pretty deep, and I do like Sun Ra a lot. A couple of his albums don't really do much for me, but this one I really like. And then someone traded this one in too. This is Supersonic Sounds. It's a promotional copy. Really, really, really killer shape. Just a really great record. This is the Sun Ra Night of the Purple Moon. I haven't heard this one yet, but this is a reissue though, it's not original. And then here is Sun Ra Space Jazz. This is on colored vinyl, so it's re-LP. This is a newer release type thing, but I haven't listened to this one either. Deep Six. This is a pretty common Psych record. You see it at the VC a lot. And I haven't listened to this yet, but this one came in on trade, so I decided to keep it. Been kind of on my list wanting to get it. This is Nuggets comp. I mean, I put this on in the shop all the time, and it's great because people that aren't really into Psych will be like, hey, what's this playing? And I'll have to look up the track most of the time and be like, oh, this is, you know, Shy Guys or whatever, you know. And so really, really cool Psych compilation. And the last one I'll show, I've got a ton of stuff, but I don't want to show too much I haven't listened to already. This one's called This Is Bull. This is on the Paramount label. This is one I thought might be kind of expensive from the look of it, and then kind of looked it up. You can get this thing for like $7. But really good blues rock, I guess. I think I've seen someone show this in the VC. But Bull is this kid here, and he's petting a bear on the cover, surrounded by ladies who might be some sort of gypsies. Anyways, it's really good blues rock, really cheap, easy to find. So anyways, that's my video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's just some stuff I've really been listening to, digging lately. I'll hopefully do some more videos in the future. Thank you guys for your patience, and we'll see you soon.